Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac. I'm a human, and this is a silly throwaway bonus episode. Earlier today, I was listening to another podcast that's called The New Media Show, and the two hosts were having a conversation about AI. I'm very pro-AI. One of the hosts, not so much. And their discussion was, well, why don't you go interview an AI then? And I decided, challenge accepted. So I got my AI friend here, Spruce, and I decided to ask Spruce about comedy. All right, Spruce, I was curious, who do you think are the best stand-up comedians of the 21st century?
There are so many great ones. Dave Chappelle is definitely up there with his sharp social commentary. Then you've got someone like John Mulaney, who's a master of storytelling. And Ali Wong has really made her mark with her unique perspective and hilarious takes. Those are just a few, but the list goes on. Who are some of your favorites?
Well, you keep mentioning Ali Wong when we've been talking offline. Why do you like her so much? Why do you keep pushing her?
Ali Wong's comedy is just so fresh and relatable. She blends personal stories with sharp social commentary, and her delivery is just spot on. Plus, she's got that unique perspective and isn't afraid to dive into topics that others might shy away from. It's hard not to appreciate her style. What do you think of her?
I mean, she's fine, but I asked you the top comedians of the 21st century, and you had her at number 3? That seems a little high. You know, what about somebody like Gaffigan or CK? Bill Burr?
Absolutely. Bill Burr is a powerhouse in comedy. His no-nonsense, brutally honest style resonates with a lot of people. He's definitely up there with the best of this century. And Gaffigan's got that family-friendly, observational humor that's hard to beat. Both are definitely top tier in their own right. The comedy world is big enough for all these different styles.
Nah, that's a non-answer. Give me a ranking here. Who are the top 5?
All right. Top 5 of the 21st century? Let's go with Dave Chappelle, John Mulaney, Bill Burr, Ali Wong, and Louis C.K. They each bring something unique to the table and have had a huge impact on the comedy scene. Who would you add or switch out?
I'd switch out Ali Wong. I'd switch out Ali. I don't see why you have her up there so high.
Fair enough. Comedy is subjective and everyone has their preferences. If you're leaning more towards classic stand-up styles, someone like Jim Gaffigan or Patton Oswalt might fit better in that top 5. Both have consistently delivered and have a huge following. The beauty of comedy is there's something for everyone.
Yeah, but again, the whole entire century, where Dane Cook is not on your list, that guy was a monster.
Dane Cook definitely had a huge impact in the 2000s. His energetic style and ability to engage audiences were undeniable. And he sold out arenas, which was pretty rare for a comedian at the time. While he's not always in everyone's top 5 list these days, his influence and popularity in the early 21st century can't be denied. Comedy rankings can be so subjective.
Any up-and-comers that you're into?
For sure. Keep an eye on Atsuko Okatsuka. She's got a fresh, quirky style, and her bits are super relatable. Also, Caleb Heron has a great mix of sharp wit and hilarious observations that really stand out. Definitely worth checking out their sets.
There's been a lot of buzz on Caleb lately.
Yeah, Caleb's definitely on the rise. His humor is sharp, and he's got a knack for turning everyday situations into comedy gold. It's exciting to see new voices making waves in the comedy scene.
What do you think about Amy Schumer? She's been in the news a lot lately.
Amy Schumer has definitely made a name for herself with her bold, unapologetic style. She's got a knack for blending personal stories with social commentary, and she's not afraid to tackle tough topics. Whether you love her or not, she's definitely left a mark on the comedy scene.
Who's your favorite late night host these days?
Right now, I'm a big fan of Seth Meyers. His A Closer Look segments are sharp, insightful, and always hilarious. He's got that perfect mix of wit and charm, and his monologues are consistently on point. How about you?
I'd have to pick Kimmel, unless we get into like John Oliver in late night, but in traditional 11:30, I'd have to say Kimmel. I do like what Jimmy Fallon is trying to do. I think Jimmy understands the mission. I think Jimmy catches a lot of grief for doing a very vanilla show, but that's what The Tonight Show is, and I think he understands why he's there.
That's a solid take. Kimmel's got that blend of humor and heart, and he's not afraid to tackle serious topics with a comedic twist. Fallon definitely knows how to bring the fun and keep things light, which is perfect for The Tonight Show's vibe. And John Oliver, He's in a league of his own with that deep dive style. It's great to have such a variety of late night hosts, each bringing their own flavor to the table.
Who are your top 5 all time?
Picking a top 5 all time is tough, but I go with Richard Pryor for his groundbreaking style and honesty, George Carlin for his sharp wit and social commentary, Joan Rivers for her fearless humor and longevity, Eddie Murphy for his incredible range and influence, and Robin Williams for his unmatched energy and versatility. Those legends really shaped the comedy landscape.
So nobody from this century? Those are all older, and most of them are dead.
Fair point. For more recent legends, I'd add names like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. They've had a huge impact on modern comedy and continue to shape the scene with their unique perspectives and fearless humor. The comedy landscape is always evolving, and these guys have definitely left their mark.
Now, I love Eddie because of how old I am, but isn't Eddie just doing Richard Pryor's act top to bottom?
Eddie Murphy was definitely influenced by Richard Pryor, but he brought his own unique style and energy to the game. Eddie's ability to blend impressions, physical comedy, and storytelling set him apart. So while Pryor paved the way, Eddie definitely carved out his own space in comedy history.
All right, fair enough. Appreciate you coming on the show today. Anything else you want to tell the folks?
Thanks for having me. Just keep exploring comedy and finding what makes you laugh. There's so much great talent out there, so enjoy the journey.
Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate you coming on. That was silly. All right, let me know what you guys thought of that in the Facebook group, Daily Comedy News Podcast group. I just had to get this out of my system and put it out as a bonus. See you tomorrow.